All right, this is statistics. This is a dual enrollment class, college credit plus class, and it's also just for high school academics also. Some of you are here for college credit, some of you are not. You're just here for high school credit, and that is fine. The class is the same. The class is the same. It does not matter if you're taking College Credit Plus or if you're taking this for just high school credit, not in the College Credit Plus program. It is the same. Um, I am by the University of Findlay. I have to give a syllabus. Basically, it describes what the course is. This is something that you should keep if you're getting college credit for this. You should keep this, and next year or in a couple years now, when you go to college, if they ask you about this course in the College Credit Plus, basically you just have to hand them the syllabus. And you hand them the syllabus, and they will look at everything that we have covered in this class, which is on the last page here. That is the main thing is what we cover here in the classroom, and that's all they have to look at. And that will match up with everything that they do in regards to what they have in the our college program. If you're not taking this for college credit, when you go to college, most colleges will require you to take a statistics class. It is basically the same thing that we're going to do here. So it's one of those things where you're going to see it a first time here, second time you'll see it in college, and it will be a little bit even easier than what we have here for the first time. If you flip to not the first page, the third page, at the top of the third page basically was what our grading scale is going to be here. Homework and projects, that's in-class assignments and projects. You'll have 2 projects throughout the year. They will be worth 10% of your grade. You have quizzes, which is going to be 20% of your grade, and chapter unit tests over 2 chapters will be 40% of your grade, and your final exam will be 30% of your grade. Once again, the grade percentage-wise is what we do with respect to a grading scale here. Once again, keep them. Statistics compared to trigonometry, mathematically wise, it's not as difficult. But what we have in statistics is something that you've never really dealt with mathematically wise, except for when you were in some sort of your math career in junior high. Probably you were dealing with calculating the mean and the average and the mean, and maybe doing an interquartile and a box and whisker plot. You did a couple of little statistics things. Well, that was in junior high math. If that was the only thing that we were going to do in this class, we could cover that in about a day or 2. And this is an entire semester. Statistics is something that's a part of your entire life in regards to, and we'll get to that here in a second. But statistics is more than just taking the average of numbers and take the median of numbers, or doing an interquartile range or a box and whisker plot. There's more to it that we will get into with respect to statistics and how it basically affects your life on a daily basis. Expectations are the same expectations I had in trig class. Most of you have been are transitioning from my trig class. You get me twice in one day. You're a lucky person. You're a lucky person. So you understand what my expectations. I pity you. You understand what my expectations are. I expect you to come to class. I expect you to work in class. I expect you to be prepared when you come to class. Those are the expectations you have, or I have of you, and you should have of yourself when you come into a class. This is an elective class. It is not a required class. This is an elective class, so you have elected to be in here, which means you have elected to sort of assume what expectations I have of you, of a student. We both have jobs here. I have a job of education. You have a job of students, as a student, to be able to be prepared for when you come into class. And those are the expectations I have of you as you come to class and you're ready to learn and to be educated. Because once again, this is an elective class. It's not a requirement to come in this class. Okay, so I expect you to be prepared and be willing to be educated about statistics. Three-ring binders, once again, you can clear out your trig three-ring binder. Unless you want to save some of those just as token memories and put them on your walls, your trig identity sheets and all that kind of stuff. The trig identity sheet, believe it or not, is depends on what you're planning on doing in college. It's not a bad thing to keep because it's a nice little reference tool to have. But some of you are 2 years away from college, so it will get thrown away. I understand that. Questions about the class? Statistics. Statistics is something that's a huge part of your life, and you don't even realize it. The day you were born, you became a statistic. Because when you were born, the doctor, I don't know if they spank the bottoms anymore, make sure you're crying, cleaned you up a little bit, and basically put you on a meat tray. Wrapped you up and put you on a meat tray that measured how much you weigh, and they stretched you out to see how long you were. That was day one. That was within the first 10 minutes of your life. That's what occurred. And when you become moms and dads, you will realize that and you'll see that also. You were a statistic. Your weight was measured, your length was measured. That statistic is thrown down to the CDC, the Centers of Disease Control, that collects all this data, and they continue to compile the length and weight of every baby in the United States. And they calculate what is the average weight, what is the average length of every baby. That's, once again, day one of your life. How it affects you now. Affects you in regards to, let's see, most of us probably have driver's license here. Am I correct? Or about to get your driver's license. How many of you, before I ask that, what is one requirement outside of actually having a driver's license? What is another state law requirement of every driver in the state of Ohio? Yeah, and that's going to be your driver's license, yeah. A citizen? No, you don't even have to be a citizen. Yeah, I think you get your driver's license if you're not a U.S. citizen still. I think you can. I'm not positive about that one. I'm not positive. What is another requirement of you after you got that driver's license to you be legally a legal driver in the state of Ohio? Follow traffic law. Well, that's up to debate, because as you're driving down Route 30 and it's 55 miles an hour, how many of us drive 55 miles an hour going down 30? Bingo. So we're not following up. How many of us go 25 miles an hour going down the road here? I rest my case at that point. Nobody knows what the other requirement is of you. You have your driver's license. What other requirement legally you have to have in the state of Ohio to be a legal driver? And that's something that's part of your driver's license. You can opt into being an organ donor. Nobody knows that other requirement.
Social Security?
No. Nah, you can be a grandma who looks through the steering wheel there and driving down the road. Has anybody ever been stopped by the police officers to give you maybe a warning or a speeding ticket or anything of that sort? Not yet. Wow. Registration, yeah. Registration is, yeah, your car needs to be registered, which gives you a license plate. Very good. There we go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. You need to have car insurance to be a legal driver in the state of Ohio. If you ever get stopped, they're going to ask you for your license and your proof of insurance. Those are the two things that they're going to ask you for. You need to have car insurance, because if you don't have car insurance, it is illegal to drive in the state of Ohio. What's car insurance? What does car insurance do for you? If something happens to your car, like what do you mean by something? You get into a car accident. You get into a car accident, car insurance will assist you in paying for the damages to your vehicle. And if you're the person at fault, you have to pay for the other vehicle also. If you're going down the road and you're going down Mill Street here, light turns red, you go through the light, and somebody starts going, and you run right into them, you're at fault, which means you have to pay for the damage to your vehicle plus the damage to their vehicle. You have to pay for all their medical insurance or all their medical bills. If they get injured, you have to pay for that. Your insurance will pay for the medical bills. Okay? So that's what car insurance does for you. It assists you if you get into a car accident, or if you're driving down the road and the roads are icy and you ditch your car. Okay, you have to get it towed, you have to get it pulled out of the ditch, and your car will have some damage to it. The car insurance will help you pay for the repairs on that. Okay, that's what car insurance does. Does anybody here that are drivers have to pay their own car insurance? You have to pay your own car insurance? How much? Huh? They take it out of your bank account on a monthly basis.
Yeah, but we do have to now.
Okay, well that's fine. On a monthly basis, okay? On a monthly basis. Well, let me tell you this: if you're a male, and this was it was something that was hit me in the head that I didn't really enjoy. But when my son got his driver's license, he was 16 years old. Got his driver's license. Got my next bill for my car insurance. Okay, my next bill for my car insurance was $1,200 more for a 6-month period. Okay, that means for an entire year it was $2,400 for his car insurance. That was age 16. Okay. That's a lot of money. Okay? When my daughter got her driver's license at age 17, her car insurance payment was $900 every 6 months, or $1,800 a year. Okay, so my son was $2,400 a year. My daughter was $1,800 a year in car insurance. What's the difference?
it because guys that are getting more accidents?
Okay? One is a male, one is a female. Okay? One is a male, one is a female. That's the difference between the two. Well, how do they come up with those values right there? $1,200, $2,400, and $1,800. How do they come up with that? Why do males cost more than females? Okay.
Sometimes.
You can categorize them as more irresponsible. All right, that could be one.
Like they like to take risks.
How do you know they get in more accidents?
I learned it in my driving school.
Okay, they get in more accidents. Why do males tend to get into more accidents?
Because they're dumber.
No. Don't categorize them. But they tend to
Make more
drive a little bit faster and tend to be less, adherent to the rules of the road because they tend to drive a little faster. Some of the reason why is you're coming off of life on the go-kart tracks. When you're on the go-kart tracks, you push the pedal to the floor and you go as fast as possible. And you tend to enjoy running into people. Okay? It's just the male demeanor in regards to driving a little bit. Females tend to be a little bit more cautious. Okay, they tend to be a little bit more cautious in regards to adhering to the rules. Males tend to be a little bit more dangerous if they have their friends in the car, even though it's illegal. They have some friends in their car. Okay, I want to show I'm a good driver. I'm going to go a little bit faster. Okay, I'm going to be a little faster. But if you drive a little faster, your reaction time to a car that is stopped in front of you gets reduced. I'm going 60 miles an hour rather than 55 miles an hour. All of a sudden, I'm looked down, I look up, there's a car stopped in front of me. I have less time to react and slow down before I run into that car. Well, still, how do they get all that data? How do they know that? How does the car insurance people categorize the people as more dangerous? Males a little bit more dangerous than females. Females being a little bit more cautious than males. How do they get that? How do they get statistics? You're exactly right. You are right on the right track. Well, where can they get the statistics is if you ever have a speeding ticket or an accident as a juvenile, you have to go over to the Wayne County court system. In the Wayne County court system, you have to stand there in front of a judge. And the judge has to give you the dad speech in regards to responsibility and driving on the road. I had to witness my own son being over there. He just had a speeding ticket. He had a speeding ticket. I had to go with him. I had to go with him because he was a juvenile. And I had to listen to the judge basically rip into him, giving them a dad speech for 30 seconds. And as I took my son down to, you're paying for this, you were speeding, you're paying for this, you're taking this money out of your account. As he had to pay the $220, I think it was, for his speeding ticket.
How fast was he going?
He was going 50 and a 45, or 52 and a 45.
That is so Theo was going 21 over the speed.
Huh?
So Theo was going 21 over the speed limit.
He
only had to pay $150.
Wow. I mean, that's the fine, but they also have court costs also that they add into that. He was coming down the back Orville Road from the Pines on the back Orville Road. When you turn right from the Pines going down the back Orville Road, it's 45 till you get to the bottom of the hill, and it turns to 55. Well, he was just at the bottom of the hill, and he was going about 52, 53. in a 45, and the cop hit him on the way by and pulled him over. He was also following two other people going the same speed, but he was the last person in line. So he's the one that got caught because the other people kept on going. No, I just told him, this is money coming out of you're paying money to a court system that's coming out of your pocket. This is your money. Now, you know, to me, I look at it as a dad, a lesson learned. Okay, if you're willing to give up $200 your own money because you are in full control of what your speed's going to be, I get going 48 and a 45. I get the 3 over, the 4 over, just so it's not 5 over. I get that. But you were over that you were 7, 8 miles an hour over that. So it's one of those things that you need to be smarter than that. Lesson learned. Okay, that's a lesson learned. But what insurance companies do, they go over to the court systems. They go over to the court systems and look at the speeding tickets in the court systems, or the moving violations in the court systems of first off, the juveniles. Okay, age 16, age 17. Okay, who is getting the speeding tickets? Who is getting the any type of moving violations? Going through a stop sign, things of that sort, rolling stops. Who's getting into the accidents at that age? Because with that, the insurance company then can sit there and say, yes, there's more males over there than females over there getting speeding tickets. Okay? Insurance rates then get set at using the statistics that were over there. Because if you speed, if you go faster, you have less reaction time, you have more opportunity to get into a car accident. Where car insurance companies lose money. Car insurance companies lose money when they have to pay for accidents. If nobody gets into car accidents, then the insurance companies, it's a racket, makes a lot of money. Progressive, Geico, okay, they have to pay for that little Geico guy, okay, that little green guy sitting there. They have to pay for them. Okay, you don't want to grow up to be like your parents. Okay, you have to pay for those people, and you have to pay for those commercials. Okay, you have to pay. Where do the Cleveland Guardians play now? Progressive Field. Okay, Progressive is an insurance. They had to pay millions of dollars to put their name on that stadium up there. Somebody has to pay for it. Okay, they pay for it by our car insurance premiums and all of our insurance premiums. They only lose money when people get into car accidents. They don't lose money. They reduce their profits. I'm sorry. They're not car insurance people. Businesses don't go into business to lose money. Okay, they go into business to get a profit. They reduce their profits when people get into car accidents. Okay, when you get into car accidents, what will happen? Or you get speeding tickets, what will happen? Your premiums will go up. Okay, how much you have to pay a month. Okay, car insurance people keep it on record for 3 years. I just had a daughter, she's still in our car insurance. She got a speeding ticket. It was on for 3 years. She just got pulled off, that got pulled off our car insurance. The 3-year period was up. $171 was reduced off of our car insurance. Okay, so your driving records, whatever your driving records are, you might sit there and say, I'm going to keep this quiet from mom and dad, and I got a speeding ticket, and I'm just going to show up and I'm going to pay for it, and then I'm going to come home and think, okay, I got to take care of. Mom and dad don't know. Okay, what happens in the next car insurance bill that they get a premium increase and also a little notation on that car insurance bill. So-and-so got a speeding ticket. It's there. Why am I paying more now? Well, somebody got a speeding ticket. Well, it's best to just fess up to your parents, I got a speeding ticket at the time, rather than them find out 6 months down the road that you got a speeding ticket and you didn't tell anybody. Okay, so it's important that you communicate with your parents. But all those things that we deal with respect to statistics in the court system over there and statistics in the court go into your life. Okay, everybody's driving record sets these prices. As you get older, these prices reduce. They reduce. When you start getting to the age of 30, they really start to reduce. The reason why, when you get to that age of 27, 28, 29, 30, your premiums will start to reduce. Reason why is, well, those people don't tend to get into as many accidents. Plus, who is driving? Who's usually sitting in the back seats of vehicles? 28-year-olds, 29-year-olds, 30-year-olds. Who's sitting in the back seat? Kids, yeah, children. Kids start going in the back seat. You're going to tend to drive a little bit more cautious when there's kids in the back. Once again, that all gets taken into car insurance and the premiums that are set. Okay, and that's all done with respect to statistics. That's how, if you're not paying your car insurance yet, eventually you will be paying your car insurance. Okay. The more speeding tickets you have, the higher your car insurance is. If you get picked up for a DUI, driving while intoxicated, if you get picked up for something like that, you have to purchase high risk insurance, which is about 5 times that amount once you get it. So basically you're given like $6,000 every half, $12,000 a year to drive your vehicle. The reason why is if you're drinking and driving, the chances of you getting into car accidents increase immensely. And if there is a risk of you getting into a car accident because of your drinking and driving, you're going to have to pay more for your car insurance. Statistics. These are some statistics that were compiled. Oh, somebody gave me this a long time ago. Talks about, this is just compilation of data, getting data that is there. Number of people in the high school athletics that play certain sports. This was, like I said, about 10 years ago. This is how much, this is the number of people that were playing high school athletics. High school seniors, the NCAA athletes, what you see is the numbers continue to reduce as you go down. And then if you look at the number of people that, start out in men's basketball on the high school level, and the percent that go to a professional sport, you got 0.03%, which is 0.0003 of those values. So your number of people that start in high school athletics that reduce down to go into professional athletics continues to reduce, and the percentage reduces. 70% of those who begin playing sports in elementary school will have quit by high school, according to the Institute of Study of Youth Sports. When we talk about statistics, we have 2 different types of groups. We have 2 groups that we're dealing with here. The first is what is called a population. And when you talk about a population, it consists of a group of humans or whatever you're talking about that are being studied. What is the group of those people or those things that are being studied? The group of dogs, the group of males in Downton High School, the group of females in Downton High School. It's just categorized as a big group of people That's your population. The males in Ohio. Let's find the average height of the males aged 16 to 18 in the state of Ohio. So when you take a look at the population would be males aged 16 to 18 in Ohio. We want to find their average height. We want to find their average height. Of all the males in the state of Ohio. And we want to find what their average height is. So our population is all the males aged 16 to 18. The problem we run into is we want to find the average height of the males of age 16 to 18 in the state of Ohio. To measure the height of every male age 16 to 18 in the state of Ohio. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of males age 16 to 18. A person would have to go to every school district, which is 830 some school districts in the state of Ohio, and get all males age 16 to 18 to go to an area and measure their heights. The population is too large. That takes a lot of time, takes a lot of money. Okay, those are all problems you run into. So what statistics does, it tries to take care of this problem that you have. And they look at a sample. Okay, when you look at a sample is a group of subjects selected from the population. It's like a subset. It's a subset of the population. Because for us to get to every male in the age 16 to 18 in the state of Ohio, by the time we get to the end, we probably have to start all over again because we're getting more males turning 16. Statistics takes that large population and reduces it down to a smaller population and then starts to make guesstimates on all those things. Presidential elections. Okay, when you have those presidential elections, they have all these polls that are going out there. Okay, and you'll see it in the news that 47% of the populations, or 47% of the people are going to vote for this candidate, compared to 45% of the population is going to vote for this candidate. It's 47 to 45. And they do that with respect to a survey. But they've done that 2 months or a month before the election or a week before the election. They're trying to make a prediction. They didn't go around to everybody in the United States and ask them who you're going to vote for, this candidate or this candidate. They just surveyed 2,000 people or 3,000 people. And with that, they're able to get a good estimate about the population. What samples do will estimate the population. We use the samples to get good guesstimates about the population. So what would a sample be? Okay, we could take We can take 5 students from each school. You go around, you drive around to the 800 schools, you take 5 students from each school. Call 5 students down at random and measure their height. Then go to the next school, then go to the next school, then go to the next school. So basically you have 5 students per school. Or you can have the phys ed teacher say, choose 5 people at random. 5 males aged 16 to 18 at random, measure their height. Send me those 5 data values. We can take 5 from each county. Okay, go to each county. Take 5 males aged 16 to 18 from each county. Okay, that is what sample or what, that's what statistics do. We'll talk about this a little bit more tomorrow. But your commercials last night for the football game. You look at the commercials, what's the population geared towards with those commercials? Okay? You look at commercials, Disney Channel, 10 o'clock, 10:30 on a weekday. What are the commercials geared towards on the Disney Channel at 9:30, 10:30 in the morning on the school day? Are they geared towards the teens? They talking about the new iPhones that are sitting there? Who's watching TV at 10:30 in the morning on the school day? Yeah, little kids. Yeah, they're waiting for the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse come on. What's the next version of the Mickey Mouse Club, or the next episode of the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse? Okay, little kids. Okay, they're not steering it towards junior high kids, high school kids. Why? Because they're all in school at that time. They steer all their commercials towards the young kids. But they also steer commercials towards one other group of people. Moms. Why? Yeah. Typically, the moms are at home. Not always, but typically. They may not be in the room, but moms are going to be in earshot of the room. Because if something goes boom, mom is going to be close. Okay, so they want to be in earshot. But if they're in earshot of the room, they're in earshot of the TV also. So they get to hear what's going on TV. Once again, that's all statistic driven. We will continue with this tomorrow. All we have for this week is notes, just notes, basic statistics notes. We will go through that this week. There's a worksheet at the very end of the week that we will talk about on Thursday that just goes over some of these ideas. Next week, we'll actually start doing some mathematical things in this class. But this week, it's just basic notes and an introduction to what statistics is and how we will approach it and what we will do with it. Questions? All right, rest of the time is yours.